Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3, episode, I think we're on 5, not 100% sure anymore, but Merry Christmas Eve is the day this is being recorded, but for you watching, if you're from future YouTube, it is not Christmas Eve anymore, it is, what is it, December 20, late 20-something, in the almost 30s. But today we're going to be working on this guy. Automation Science Pack. So we don't have wood automated, but other than that, we can automate everything else, sort of. Ash is also not really automated, but at only needing 6 per pack, we can probably figure this out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up here a bunch of burner assemblers, and we're gonna act like we are using wood as the fuel, which will not create ash. And I'll just act like that's the case. I'll actually put raw coal and they'll just build up a buffer of ash for now. They don't, if I'm remembering correctly, they'll run until they have 1,000 ash in their inventory dump slot thing. So it's gonna be a long time before they stop running. I probably need to craft a few more as well. So as far as the actual plan, we should make one. So automation, science, and we definitely don't want 1 per second. I think we want 0.1 per second to start. Maybe I'll go for 0.2. We'll go a little bigger. What just happened? Did my monitor just die? Hold on. My third monitor just got really dark. Like one of the backlights just died, I think. Right in front of my eyes. Cool. Alright. Merry Christmas to me. That sucks. Like, it's still working, but it's very dark. And I definitely didn't change any settings. So, yeah. Okay, well, back to doing this, and that's where my chat readout is as well, which is frustrating. All right. So, small parts, add those in, planter boxes, empty planter boxes. Native flora is easy, we just need to mine that. It looks like we need 2 flora collectors for that. This is providing the ash, so what you can do, I just hit the wrong button. Is it shift click? Yeah, you can shift click it to say, hey, we're not providing this resource. That's not what we're trying to provide. Because this recipe needs ash, right? And so this was trying to provide ash, but shift clicking it excludes that as a product, which is what you want. So that's good. Otherwise, you've got problems. So this is all pretty low amounts, but we're gonna need cable. I wonder if I can you like say stop trying to fulfill that? Like, ignore this ingredient? I don't know if there's a way to do that. That would be a nice feature, to be able to click something on the ingredient list and say just ignore it. What we can do is just above this line, I can just create some dummy recipe to meet the need for ash. And then these things won't be. The other option is just shift click ash on all of these. But we're going to be using wood as the fuel anyway, eventually. So I guess it kind of doesn't matter. So bolts, sticks, and gears. Let's put all the small parts stuff together. I also think, does control click work? Yeah, the other thing that works is control clicking the other thing. So you can either exclude or set as the main product, which then excludes the others, I think. Anyway, so we need 1.1 iron, 0.3 copper, 1.6 stone, which is actually probably the biggest cost because that's like 3.2 stone ore, and 2 soil a second, which is exactly 1 soil extractor. Yeah, automation science is flowers, and then you put, I don't know what the small parts are for. I think you're using the small parts to, I don't even know. Maybe the small parts are also like flowers. You know, you've got a little wrench here and a daisy here, and that's how it goes. Anyway, this is our stuff here. I don't want to look at beacons. We can put that over there. Have that as our nice little reference. We literally only need 1 assembler for everything. So maybe should I go a little faster? Because this would be pretty easy to double to 0.4. And then I only need 2 assemblers for the planter boxes, which I can direct feed even. Let's do that. So these are going to be the science. These are going to be the planter boxes. Probably go in alternate. No, I don't know where they go. Alien life. And then, gosh, I'm so frustrated about this monitor issue. I'm gonna try turning it off and back on again. It's also, oh, that actually worked. Cool. That was weird. Okay, so then we've got that. Again, we don't need to deal with ash, so I can ignore that. We do need to deal with fuel coming in to the buildings, though. And then we need empty planter boxes, which can be direct fed from 1. Okay, those are done. And then the flora can be on a belt with the wood, and then we can feed it into both that way. And then we'll need small parts on a belt right here. And then, sorry, I just got sniffly all of a sudden. And then we need ash for this guy and soil. So that can be here. This is where Bob's adjustable inserters really change things, in my opinion, for the better. I love it. I love it. So now we just need to do the small parts, the soil, and the flora. Okay, let me craft a few more of these bad boys. Looks like I need, what? A lot more iron plates. Which I should have built up over here. What's going on here? Oh, I have equals 4. It needs to be greater than or equal to 4. Oops. Also, I found the bug. The bug that we found out, it is not a Factorio bug. It is not a Bob's adjustable inserters bug. It is not a quick adjustable inserters bug. It is not a bug of pYanodon's. It is a bug from the mod additional paste settings, which I love this mod. It's so nice for pasting recipes into requester chests and stuff. But it has this setting, filters reset if paste from same insert. And it's checked by default. So you have to uncheck that. Otherwise, if you copy and paste back onto the inserter, it'll overwrite it, which is really annoying. You can see I actually just did that because I hadn't changed the setting back. So that is finally fixed. Boom. It actually remembered. So there you go. That needs to be greater than or equal to as well. I think it's just easier to right-click and then left-click drag than right-click move, left-click drag. Right? It's like, it's one less action to just right-click and then left-click drag without moving the mouse first to the next inserter. So I think that's why I've always done that. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, why do I do it that way? And I think it actually does make some amount of sense. I like how you can just boil it down to check marks on the thing you're making. Alright, minimize that for now. We can maximize it. And ash is going to be interesting. We're going to have to figure that out. But for now, we need a bit more flora. Also, flora spoils. So this is going to be an issue moving forward that I'm going to have to figure out. We can already see this is full of the spoiled version. Flora spalinin is, I think, how I'm going to pronounce it. The rocket capacity of this is 10,000, in case you were wondering. You can send 200 stacks of fluorospalinin up in a rocket. So yeah, what we're gonna have to do... I don't even know, to be honest. As spoilage be spoilin'. So, first of all, yeah, I think I'll go over by this line. And I'm really running out of space on this, in this section of the base. And so, what I'm gonna need to stop doing is building anything over here. Basically, we're gonna leave it to only ore collection is over here. And we're just gonna, you know, leave this area for belting stuff over. Okay. By the way, on our task list, we are doing this. Automating the automation sites. Oh, that didn't work properly. That's interesting that that doesn't work. So if you have this and this, it won't accurately see that it needs to go over the sideways underground. That's really interesting. I mean, I assume that's a base level Factorio bug right there. Oh, my poor inventory. Oh, we really need those inventory upgrade researches. Dump chest. Alright, let's clean up a bit. I guess I don't need these things. I mean, I really don't need that much raw coal. Just sitting on my person. Okay. So, we'll leave the space for some copper shenanigans there. And then we'll bring this up. So it can be over here with the... I don't know if we can call that a main bus, but we'll call it a main bus. Okay, so there's the floral stuff, but the fluorospalinin is going to spoil. So we're going to need a filter inserter. On the end, I think... So I was thinking about this, I don't know if it was episode 1 or 3 or 2, but I was thinking about this idea of when you have stuff on a belt, is it ever possible that something in the middle spoils if something on the end isn't spoiled? And I think the answer is no, but I have to confirm it. My brain has to confirm it for itself. So, the timer... I guess it depends on how you're loading the belt initially, but we're assuming that we're loading it just from like direct mining or direct insertion, where like the newest items will always be further back on the belt, right? We're guaranteeing that. The same would happen if you had, you know, the decayed first setting on an inserter. So that's the same idea there. So this item here always has more spoilage than this item. And this item has more spoilage than this item. So if the items in the middle get taken, let's ignore the end for a minute. If items in the middle get taken, the spoiled to fresh gradient will have gaps in the gradient, but it will still be true. It will still be a gradient of most spoiled here, least spoiled here, always. It is impossible for anything here to ever be more spoiled than that one there on the end. I am comfortable with that logic, which means that if any item is to spoil on the belt, it has to be the furthest forward item. I'm comfortable with that logic. Okay, I've confirmed it for myself. I mean, I know that we used that exact mechanic on Gleba, I just don't think I ever checked fully that, like, the thing on the end is always the thing that spoils. You know, I just figured it would always eventually clean things out, but I never really confirmed in my head for sure that, like, stuff in the middle is never gonna spoil, which we just confirmed it won't. Because this, you know, we're gonna need flora for, what's it called? We use it for, like, Vrauk stuff. I don't know where Vrauk stuff is. Hold on, let me Factoriopedia this. We use it for, yeah, like Vrauk stuff like this. And, you know, I'm just like, okay, if it could spoil in the middle, then that could be a problem where some of my Vrauks aren't running while the thing on the end that gets rid of spoilage isn't working yet because the stuff it's grabbing isn't spoiled. The issue is if you start to do loops or you start to mix belts, and that is problematic, potentially. So, yeah. Also, ZS3000, you're welcome for streaming. I'm happy to do it because I'm having a lot of fun here at the beginning of Pi. So anyway, we're gonna mix this with a wood belt, I think, which I don't know where that's gonna come from yet. Also, Turkey Pilgrim, you can unload from a chest as well, with decay priority, decayed first. And then that will create the same gradient of spoilage. Well, no, I guess it depends on what's being fed into the chest, right? If the things fed into the chest aren't a gradient, anyway. Okay, well, there's lots of things to think about with spoilage, but for now, the only thing we have to consider is the things on the end of the belt. So fuel will be, this will be our fuel belt. Gonna go this way. We'll move the belt around as needed. Cause this guy, once wood is on the belt doing the fueling, that'll be double amazing. In fact, can I just use the wood as fuel? Is that really gonna be problematic? Like, can I afford that right now is what I'm trying to say. The answer is yes. Wait. Yeah, because 1.6 of that wood is the actual ingredient. I only need 0.2 wood a second to run this, and then I don't have to deal with any of the ash output. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna craft me one of those wood processing units. And we're just gonna utilize that for now. Soon we'll have the oh, these have an output now too? Oh my gosh. So many buildings have an auto output now. That's That's new. I mean, like, we already saw another building. I forget what it was. That also, the soil extractor wasn't like that before either. And now it is. So there's a lot that they've probably added. If there's already 2 buildings I've seen like that. Yeah, there's no power over here. Okay, so there's power. And where, before we go any further, is my stone brick still building up? Good. Yeah, I want to make sure we can pave the world in stone brick. We'll pave it in something else later, but for now, stone brick is good. Later we get tiles that give me 300% movement speed, which is wonderful. Alright, so then for now, we're gonna hand feed, well, not hand feed, but manually feed in from a box wood. But then it just dumps it. How cool. Wow, that's neat. Alright, so there's that. Now, I'm curious. Does it prevent it from running a second recipe? No. Cool. Alright. So there's fuel. Yes, bricks stack to 1K. And now we need soil and ash on this belt. So, a soil extractor. Or was it 2? 2 soil extractors. And then we just need the small parts. And we need to bring in the brick and the iron. Flora is apparently fuel too. Oh my god. I totally missed that. Automated insertion limit 5. That's a new... What is that? Do you guys see that on the tooltip? Automated insertion limit is 5. That's interesting. So that is a fuel. It's a very small fuel amount, so it's pretty bad. 175 kilojoules. And the decay... That's actually problematic. That could be really problematic. Uh-oh. So... Oh, is that just... What? Oh, is that just telling me? Hold on. Soil doesn't have an automated insertion limit. Oh, this is this a pie thing? I don't know what this is, but this is amazing. So this is telling you inserters will insert 6 ash into this particular assembler, like before it, you know, when it's backed up. That's really cool. I don't know where that's coming from. That's certainly new. Was that a Space Age thing? Has that been in Space Age the whole time and I never noticed it? Or is this a pie thing? I don't know what that is, but I like it. Anyway, what I'm thinking about now is this is problematic because there is a world where we run out of wood and then it grabs flora as fuel, which is bad, but fine-ish. And then eventually that flora spoils, because let's say science gets backed up again, so the flora spoils, and now we have a trash output that's not being dealt with. Well, but that has fuel value too, and so does its fuel value. So that's a question that unfortunately I can't easily test. Is if it spoils in the fuel slot, does it stay in the fuel slot? What happens in fuel slot stays in fuel slot? Question mark? Or not so much. This is not something I've ever had to answer before. So, do we have any that's very close to spoiling? Because, thankfully, the things that it spoils into are also burnable. But no, we filled up this chest a long time ago, and now it's all spoiled. And so there's not any that's, like, close to spoiling. So I can't easily test that. We can wait a few hours and test it then, I guess. Remind me in 3 hours, everybody, to test that out. But, yeah, that's kind of an interesting dilemma. I don't know if I like that. Because now it means we have to... At least for the ones that are these other buildings, I can just filter on wood, right? But the problem is you can't do that for... Like, there's literally no way to prevent this possibility for these buildings, other than never running out of wood, of course. If you never run out of wood, it's fine. So I guess the way that you could prevent this, like if you really, really, really wanted to prevent it, is you would make it so that these buildings don't run if there's not wood on the belt, right? Because then that guarantees there's always going to be wood to refuel the building. So that would be the way to guarantee you never end up using flora as fuel. So we would do something like or simpler method, though weird, because you can't have a building read its own self. But basically I want to read the contents, include fuel, and then I want to enable it if wood is greater. Oh, it can see its own fuel? Then 5. No. Well, greater than or equal to 4. I didn't mean to do that. So then it won't run. Disabled by control behavior. There we go. Wow. But you have to connect it to something, even though that something doesn't need to do anything. That's funny. But that should work. Right? And then these just don't have anything set. So they're hooked up, but they're not doing anything. So that way they only run if they have at least 4 fuel, which means if we run out of fuel, they'll stop running and we won't run the risk of putting flora into the fuel slot. The only issue with this solution, it's kind of frustrating. You can't filter, you can't tell inserters only put into the fuel slot, because there is still an issue with this. And the issue is that we can't copy paste it. It's not a copy pastable design, because you have to prime the proper thing in the fuel slot. And as far as I know, the only way to fix this would be when you paste it, you have to let wood flow through first and then flora. Like, there's no way, if an inserter can access both, there's no way to tell the inserter only put wood into the fuel slot. I don't think there's actually a way to do that. So anyway, this solution will work forever as long as I don't deconstruct this. Or whatever. You can do read inventory and not allow the flora inserter to work if it doesn't have flora. That, I think you added a negative? not allow the flora inserter to work. Oh, if it doesn't have wood, that makes more sense. I guess you could filter the inserter based on a combinator. I mean, I'm not actually gonna do this, but we're theory crafting. But if you had two separate inserters, you could filter the inserter. You could have a constant combinator that's feeding a signal of like -4 wood or something, or feed a signal of 4 wood, and it subtracts what's in there from this, so it only does. Basically, there's always a wood inserter activated. Yeah, if you have separate inserters, it's a little easier, because you always have a wood inserter activated. But then there's a flora inserter that only activates if the wood in the building is greater than 0. And then it would never insert flora into the fuel slot, because wood can only go into the fuel slot. Now, do we have a similar issue for this building? I mean, this one I can just do a wood inserter filtered and it's fine. Well, kind of. No, we do have the same issue here. Because if I do a wood inserter, it can't do the other ones. So I need 2 inserters for this building. Or I can just... This one I can't even do the same solution because it has extra... I would have to change the number. When do I get electric inserters? Exactly. I'm just gonna do this. And these ones are fine because they're just filtered. So, and this should have a blacklist. Wait. No, I don't need another inserter. Because the other 2 items are coming from a different belt. What am I talking about? This is fine. This one has no issues as well. It's just a different belt that comes in with brick and iron. All right, I think that's all good. So we need brick, iron, ash, and soil as 4 additional inputs. And then we'll be okay. So soil. I don't know what I'm doing. Does anyone really know what they're doing? Let's be honest. All right, brick, iron. I guess we need copper. Oh, yeah, I think my monitor's dying. One of the backlights just went out again. Some vigorous shaking does not seem to be changing anything. It's an old monitor. I got it for free. I can't really complain that much about it, but that is unfortunate because I've gotten used to my 3 monitor setup. So I will have to get a replacement. What does the flora give as a burned output? Nothing. It is a bio-friendly fuel. There is no burn result, which is nice. Pretty much all of the plant-based things are like that. At least that's how it's been. So I'm glad they stayed consistent with that. All right, so then we've got you, and you. Am I gonna do a main bus? Don't ask. I don't know yet. And then up here, I can't wait for splitters though. I'll tell you that. Combine iron and stone. And then we'll make, I think I'll make some extra small parts here separately. Well, I don't know. How many small parts do I actually need? I only need 0.8. Which, as I'm looking at buildings, I can make triple that with 1 of every building. So maybe I just make a better small parts build and use the small parts from that. What's the issue with burning it? Yeah, it's actually just the fuel value is crap. That's the issue. It only runs a building for 3 seconds each, so you'd use a lot of the flora, like way too much. Because if I'm running 5 buildings, I'd be using like 1.5 per second just to run the buildings. So that's more the issue than anything. If it had a better fuel value, I probably would just use it. And there are other mechanics that will show up, like, because the decay result has triple the fuel value, basically. And then the decay result of that has the same. And later you can just compost the flora spilinin, or you can refresh it with steam. Or you can get bio crud. It's all sorts of fun new stuff. Yes, Thomas, the decayed product can burn. The thing I don't know yet that we want to test is if there's a decayable product or decayable item in the fuel slot and then it decays, does it stay in the fuel slot or does it get itself moved to the like basically where spoilage goes, which is the extra trash output? It wouldn't go to this. This is the spent fuel slot, so it wouldn't go there. That's where like ash goes. But I'm not sure if it would go to the trash slot, even though it could stay, or if it's gonna stay in the fuel slot. I hope it stays in the fuel slot, but I could see it going either way. And depending on, honestly, depending on the situation, either one could be the desirable outcome in the game. You might want either one depending on what's going on. So the small parts belt can actually just be going the other way. And then planter boxes are good to go, minus ash and soil. Soil's easy, we just need water over here. Actually could be a bigger problem than it sounds. I don't know how far we can go with this water, but we're gonna try. I think I'm gonna go above the stone here. And we'll figure out aluminum later. We're at 193 out of 320. We might be okay. Aylor says 99% sure it won't stay in the fuel slot. That's pretty confident for something that hasn't shown up in like it doesn't show up in Space Age, so there's no way you could know that for sure. Granted, I'm also leaning towards it probably goes into the trash slot, but I definitely am not that confident. Okay, so 2 soil extractors. We can kind of put these anywhere. Oh, right. I can just put it right on a belt. This is so nice. I'm just not used to the fluid pass-through combined with the auto output. Those are both new since the last time I played. So we can just straight up soil that side of the belt. And then we just need ash, which sounds really easy, but I don't have any on hand. The actual amount is 6 to 1. 6 ash per science. Is that right? Yeah. So if I were to get like 12,000 ash, that should last us a while. And then I can't make speakers yet, so we'll just have to pay attention. Oh, there's 6,000 ash. Already got it. I will hand feed the ash for the moment because I don't want to belt the ash all the way over quite yet. Maybe I just should. Maybe I should just do it and say screw it. Do it and say screw it. Yeah. You always gotta keep some ash on you because it does require, or some recipes require it once in a while. But we'll feed that there. Activate those on soil. Boom. Also, the astute might have noticed these are slower than before, and they make 16 soil. Well, I'm gonna bet a very small amount of money that I wouldn't actually pay out to anyone if I was wrong. That's because of belt stacking. Just like the big miners automatically stack now, I am guessing these automatically stack now. So, having a bigger recipe allows it to actually stack the output. Though it's gonna get weird if you have like a stack size of 5. I don't know exactly. Will it go 5, 5, 5, 1? Or will it go 5, 5, 5 and then wait until the next recipe's done? I'm actually not sure. What's up, B. Jonas? Yeah, Christmas hat, because it's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everyone. At least if you celebrate it. I know not everybody does, which is totally fine, but I do, and it's fun for me. Alright, so now all we need is small... How did that get there, by the way? Anybody know? Anybody? Anybody got ideas on how the heck we have a wood in the trash slot of this building? I'm a bit concerned about that. How did that happen? I don't know. Now, the other idea, given the whole debacle we already went through with these two, I'm not going to do it, but because stuff on the end can spoil, and we're going to have a flora spolinin getter ridder over here, we could then use that as a priority fuel to fuel things before the wood, right? And that would be a way to utilize the flora spolinin. The problem with that is then these guys can't work the way we had them working. So that's not going to work as well. But it's an idea. Is the wood mostly automated now? No, not at all. I just am throwing logs in a chest. We are still a ways away from forestries where we can automate wood. I mean, a ways away. We'll probably be there in a couple episodes, but we still got some researching to do. But I believe the only thing left here is the small parts setup, and we are good to go. Oops. Don't want to mine those rocks. Well, maybe I do. They're going to be in the way. Yeah, so basically I want to copy this setup, but I want to make it more... maybe I'll make it over here. I want to make it go faster. So... because if we actually plug this in... I wish it selected the filter by default. Just one click, it would save me. Because I want to do by factory 1. And then I want to see where things go from there. Okay, and then... okay, so not that one. I guess I want to limit the biggest one by 1. So if that's limited to 1. Then we get 2.667. Okay. And we need to think about the rates of these things. We've got 4 cable out, which is kind of absurd. I actually need to use sideways inserters here. And that means we need to feed 4 cable into this monstrosity. Which that should do it. And then the gears, 1.334. But that's consuming 2.667 iron. Okay. The sticks are consuming 2 iron. Oh gosh, this is harder than I thought. This is probably not gonna actually work. And then that makes 4 sticks, which this cannot handle. Which, yeah, we're just gonna probably have to settle for not having the max rate here. Because that makes 4 bolts and 4 bolts. We need equal amounts of bolts and cable, so. Now, what have I missed? Because in Space Age, you don't have to hit a use filters button. So why does Pi still have this? I know this is how Pi used to work, but Space Age changed Factorio and it made every inserter a filter inserter. And if you have nothing selected, doesn't it just work like a normal inserter? And it's not like it's on blacklist. As soon as you select one of the filters, it does go to whitelisting that item. It's almost like it's in the middle. It's not a whitelist or blacklist, it's just an inserter. And then as soon as you start filtering something, but here in Pi, you have to check the use filters button first. Glim, you're still scratching your head about the wood in the trash slot. It must have been from like changing a recipe or something. But even then, that doesn't put wood in the trash slot. So I really don't know. Really don't know what happened there. Maybe I had empty planter box set as the rest. No, I don't think so. Huh. Yeah, I don't actually know what happened there. Anyway. I'm gonna have to get fuel to all of these. That's the real kicker. I don't know if we're gonna be able to. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get fuel to all these, but that should give us a healthy amount of small parts. If we can manage. Alright, there's that. How much copper do I need? 2? Alright, now wood could go in a couple places. If it went on the iron and the copper belt, that takes care of these 3. And then I just need those 2. So let's do that. We're just gonna spaghetti our way to victory, as one does. Perfect. And then I believe if I have a single inserter. Oh, that's for placement. Ah. I need a parameterized filtered inserter is what I need. For whenever I want to just filter something. and then I can just plop that and then pick wood. And then it's filtered for wood. Okay. Because there's a pretty high rate of using something like that. Okay, so then that gets wood to all the things. So they're clean burning. And there we go. So there is a lot of small parts, and that goes on a magical journey over here. And then we just need to bring ash over. Which I'll probably bring down. I'll probably bring it over here. Because ash is used in a variety of places, for sure. Okay. I know it's weird to have ash come up and then ash come down, but it's necessary. The good news is we probably only need one belt of ash out and not 4. But yeah, basically, once we have splitters, this will get a lot better, of course. But we're just gonna unload all of these. And hopefully that'll be enough. Alright, so there's the ash out belt. And I think we did it. No. Still have this guy. Spaghetti over here. Spaghetti everywhere. Boom. With any amount of luck, we have automated automation science pack. Woohoo! And that does not spoil, so we don't have to worry about anything of that nature. So let's go grab the labs, and I'm going to put them kind of far away, and that's because we will only benefit from that by having more space to get the other sciences over there. I promise. So we're gonna pick these up. I already made 6 more, so we're gonna have 10 labs. You say no thank you, Glim, but it's very possible that one of the later, like Pi Science 1, spoils. It's very possible. But that's already something that's gonna happen. I'm scared to look ahead, because I don't want it to be true. Oh, thank God it doesn't. Phew. Doesn't spoil. Alright, we're okay. None of them spoil. Sweet. Alright, yeah, there we go. We got science. We'll take this up, and away. I think maybe right about here, in this grassy, on the grassy knoll here, we shall place 10 labs. What am I doing? Go vertical, because then I can actually see what we're doing. And what's up there? That's quartz. Hey, we found quartz. Good deal. Okay, but then that makes me want to make this belt down here. And And that's gonna bother me that that's one tile off, so move that. This going. That is 10, right? That's 10. And then throw down the inserters with a power pole. Every 2 buildings. Of course, the power poles don't connect, so we need another power pole. And then I need to craft a bunch of power poles because we gotta connect all the way back. Hello, Simeon. Welcome, welcome. Boom. All right, we did it. Automation science is checked off the list. Boom. 0.4 a second is maybe not accomplished. Hold on. I failed to look at inserter numbers. Let us check what we're doing here. So we need 2 a second per build. Right, I should look at these. We need 2 a second of flora. So we need way more than 1 inserter. Thankfully we have a sideways inserter. We can do that. And then that should be good for small parts. Okay, so those are good. These guys need 2.4 ash, but we divide that by 2, so it's really 1.2 ash. But then also 4 soil. Yeah, those are gonna need another inserter as well. Yeah, I don't know why. I normally am checking on like inserter rates. I don't know why that totally slipped my mind for these guys. I probably should do something like that for you. And I think that's okay. We did check inserter rates for all the small parts stuff. Technically that needs 4 stone a second. This isn't enough. I need another one. Okay, hopefully that keeps up. Now the wood isn't keeping up. We need 2.08 wood. Alright, filter those on wood only. Whew, that was bad. Okay, now I think we'll get our 0.4 a second. Sweet. Okay, and we need a buffer for sure. You definitely want a buffer in this economy. I might even do 2 chests as a buffer. And then looks like we're going on that side of the belt. Put the rest in, and now we can freely research all of the py1 stuff. It's wonderful. Yay! What are we going to research first? I mean, I kind of want to do inventory size. I'm not going to lie. Though 0.4 a second, that's still going to... Oh, no, that's fine. That'll only take 5 minutes. It's worth 5 minutes of research to get another 5 inventory slots. Sweet. Alright. Those aren't supposed to run full time, I don't think. Yeah, that only runs 0.8 at a time. These run 0.8 at a time. So the only things that really should be running constantly are the soil extractors and these 2 burners. If we ever see those blinking red, then that's a problem. They still have the glass sound from vanilla. What? I don't know what you mean. Oh, for picking up the packs? Is that what we're talking about? It doesn't really sound very glass-like to me. But anyway, all right. I think we are good to go. I'm also realizing we're just gonna waste flora. So it's probably better if I do this. And then this. Uh-oh, wait, no, this is working. Okay. How do I fix this? Why is this so complicated? Just go one tile further. Right, I guess. And then you can do this. Okay. There we go. And then we do want to put an alarm on that. So this is where map tags are important. Alarm needed. And we do flora, spolinen. Right, there's a lot of letters to that. So we need an alarm there eventually. And we need to actually deal with the issue eventually. But, you know, alarms first. Crap. We already run out of wood. We go grab, we put all our logs in the storage area here. Plop 300 more in there. What's the actual amount of wood we need per science? 1.8. And logs are 1 to 5. So it's really like 0.2 logs per science. So 100 logs is... Let me just confuse myself. No, 0.4 logs. Basically 2 science per log. So that's only like 600 science. Got it. Got it. Cool. Alright, that's like our first real automation. Let's get a screenshot of that bad boy. And yeah, we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes, so that's a perfect transition point to end this episode. If you're here live, don't go anywhere. We'll keep streaming, don't worry. But that'll be it for the YouTube recording. So yeah. We'll be working on solving our steel problems, iron oxide, coal gas, and tar byproducts. And then we'll do some paving of stone, and then we'll need some new goals. So yeah, as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're interested in supporting me making these videos, please head over to patreon.com/Krydax. If you'd like to join and just hang out with all of us, I mean, I say all of us, a lot of people in the chat are in the Krydania Discord as well. We hang out and have fun, so head over to the Krydania Discord if you're looking for a place to chill or you want to talk about Pi. There's also a pYmods Discord if you want to talk about Pi in particular. But yeah, head over there. Hope to see you guys there. And as always, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next episode.